Hi friends, welcome back to our programmer guide video YouTube channel. In last video we have discussed about the lambda expressions. Okay, how we can call the lambda expressions, what is the lambda expression and all. In this video we are going to discuss about the functional interfaces. Let's go ahead. A functional interface is an interface that contains only one abstract method in interface is called a functional interface. That means in last video itself, while calling the lambda expressions, right, we have seen the multiple examples. We did not define the explicitly at the rate of functional interface, but even though we have used the single methods in the interface, so those all are also belongs to the functional interfaces. Okay, here we are having one condition like in the interface it can have any number of default and static methods, okay, but it contains only one abstract method. Okay, these functional interfaces we can also call as a single abstract method interfaces, like SAM interfaces. Okay, there are a few advantages are there by these functional interfaces. I hope last video also we have discussed the same kind of usages, like functional interfaces enables the users to implement functional programming in Java. Okay, this is the major feature. Okay, by using these lambda expressions and method references we can make it more readable, clean and concise code. Okay, so these are the major advantages of the functional interfaces. Now we will see some rules to create the functional interfaces. Okay, if you create an interface only one abstract method, then by default it is a functional interface. You no need to mention the at the rate of functional interface explicitly. I think in previous video you have seen this kind of examples. Okay, suppose at the rate of functional interface annotation is used to ensure that functional interface cannot have more than one abstract methods. In case if you write the more than one abstract method, right, then parent once you declare the at the rate of functional interface, then it is the compiler throws an exception like invalid at the rate of functional interface annotation message. Okay, this and whatever we have discussed in this page, right, we will go through the example one by one and you can understand better way. Okay, so now there is a few interfaces already exist before Java 8 itself, functional interfaces. Okay, those interfaces are called the built-in functional interfaces. Okay, these functional interfaces are runnable. Okay, I think whenever you are handling with the multi-threading, right, you might have seen the creating the thread by using the thread or implementing the runnable interface. So it contains only one method, run method. Okay, and comparable interface. Okay, this interface is also having only one method, compare to method. Whenever you want to do the customized sorting order in the collection framework, right, so you will go and do the comparable on top of the iterations. Okay, and callable interface, it contain only one method, call method. Okay, how these methods and all will work we will see in the later examples. Okay, and action listener contains action performed. Okay, this action listener belongs to the applets. So nowadays in modern programming languages all are using the explicit programming for the user interfaces, so you no need to worry about the action listener. Okay, here we need to remember one thing, like suppose an interface contain more than one abstract method, then it became a concrete interface. So like all the whenever before Java 8, right, whenever we have implemented the more than one methods in the interface, those all are the concrete interfaces. So the defined classes need to be responsible for the implementation of those methods. So now we will go and see the examples with respect to functional interfaces. See, before going to the functional interfaces actual example, right, in the last examples we have seen, if you are not, no need to return the explicit at the rate of functional interface, even though it is called as a functional interface. See, it is the string length method. So whenever we are passing the input of the string, here we have written the length of the string that by using the lambda expressions. So since it is a single parameter, we no need to explicitly write in the parentheses. Okay, so it finds the length. Now we will see how runnable interfaces are calling by using the lambda expressions. Okay, I have already written the example. See, as you know, right, runnable interface is the interface to creating the threads. Okay, here I am creating the one thread. Okay, whatever the parenthesis is mentioned, right, this parenthesis belongs to the run method. So name is optional if it is a single parameter. We no need to write the name while calling the lambda expressions. Okay, so I am creating the thread of current thread, that thread set name my thread. Okay, here I am iterating that thread with for loop 5 times. Okay, whenever I am trying to call this, right, using this runnable interface, we are going to instantiate the thread, because, right, runnable interface by default it is not going to be create an object. By using the thread of the single parameter constructor, we are going to create the runnable interface. We can call the runnable interfaces. Okay, so here I am starting the thread. Once you start, right, the runnable interface is, the runnable interface of lambda expression function is going to be executed. This is the very important program. So many of the interviewers will ask, write a lambda expression by using the write a thread by using the runnable interface or thread class using the lambda expressions. Okay, at that time you need to write like a runnable interface. We are going to create the lambda expression with run method and functional interfaces of runnable. So this is the way you need to write the program. Suppose if you want to create the callable interface, right, so I have written the example of that callable interface also. We will see here. See, the callable is the interface. It should have the written the value. Okay, here I have given the one integer value 2 plus 3 and returning that result. Okay, to call the callable interfaces, we need to have the executor service. I hope you are aware of that. Threads is having the executor service to call the thread pools, right? So by using the threads executor service, I am creating the new thread executor service, single thread executor service. Here we can do the multiple ways, like single thread, caching thread and fixed thread pool. See, if you see, you can see here. Okay, so these are the few ways we can create the executor framework. I am going to explicitly explain that executor service of multi-threading explicitly in that concept. Okay, so to hold that executor service object, right, we need to have the feature object. Okay, and we are submitting that executor service of a callable interface. Okay, once it is done, right, we are going to get the feature object. So this is going to be called the whatever the result set is there, right, this result set. So we will see how it is going to be result. See, sum has been result. So this is how we can use the callable interface in the this is how we can use the lambda expressions of callable interface of functional interface. Okay, So now I will go and show the different features of functional interfaces and limitations. Okay. See, I mean, I'm again going to explain the same example, right? Either if you define explicitly functional interface at the rate of functional interface or not, if your method is having the only one abstract method, I mean, if your interface is contains the only one abstract method, then it is a functional interface. You can see here, it is not going to be any conflicts. The program is going to be executed smoothly. So we have written the 7 cube. Okay, suppose, right, if the method is having at the rate of functional I mean the interface is having the at the rate of functional interface, even though it is going to execute as it is. Okay, so now we will see the another case. Suppose if you are declaring the at the rate of functional interface and defining the two different methods, that means m1 m2 is the two abstract methods. Okay, so at that time compiler will throw the error. It is saying that invalid functional interface annotation, multi method is, I mean whatever the interface name I have defined, right, is not a functional interface. Okay, here I am going to show the another example, like an interface contain only single abstract method and we can have multiple default methods and multiple static methods, right? See, here I have defined the interface. Okay, I have defined the interface in this public int calculate is the method which is the abstract method. Okay, after that I have implemented the display message is the another method. So in this method I am simply returning the welcome to functional interface. Another method I have written as a default method print length. Okay, I am passing this string. If string is not empty or not null, right, I am going to print the length of the string. So why default methods uses and what is the main purpose of default methods and all, right, I will explain in the upcoming videos. What is the main function objective? There is a backward compatibility is there. It is the biggest feature of the Java 1.8. So I will explain in the future videos. Okay, these static methods and default methods came in Java 8 only. Okay, so static int simple interest is the one another method I have implemented here. So it will calculate the rate of the interest amount of given given input. Okay, so and one more method I have defined square. Okay, it is also a static methods. As you know, right, static methods can be calling by using the static methods can call by using the interface name or class name, right? So this is how we can able to create. Let me print this value also. Okay, so here, right, I'm calling the functional interface using the lambda expression. Since it is a single abstract method, there is no violation. Okay, and I'm calling the calculate method and doing this sum operation. Okay, here, right, another methods have been calling by using the default methods, whatever the default methods which is defined, right? So we are going to call by using the interface reference. Okay, so this display message also going to be called and print length message. So whatever the input string we have given, it is going to be called. So this is how we can call the default methods and static methods. So as we defined in the definition, right, an interface can have only one abstract methods, but it can have any number of default and static methods. See here, you can see, right, multiple default methods, and also here the rule it is going to be satisfied. In case more than one abstract methods present, compiler will flags or throws an exception. See, in this example you have seen multiple methods. Okay, so in the upcoming video, right, I am going to explain how inheritance is going to be used in the multiple functional interfaces, and what are the predefined functional interfaces available in the predefined functional interfaces available in the Java 1.8, and how it is going to be used. I will going to be explained in the future videos. So if you like this video, content of the video, please subscribe my channel and like the video and share the video with your friends. Thank you.